Hello everybody, I am the Black Sigma, or you could just call me Eric. Welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All. I've got a doctor's note to confirm that Acro is unable to stand under his own power. Maybe the defense is planning on making a claim to counter this as well? I can hear the defense now. Acro had an accomplice. What do you say about this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice? Well, if my present theory holds, my theory is that Acro was puppeting something outside of the room from his window. However, he does live with Money the Monkey. So I'm going to say he did. It's impossible for Acro to be the murderer in this case. If that's the case, then it's natural for one to consider possible accomplices. You don't say. Not good, not good. This isn't going to end well. Don't tell me you think you're going to get off easy. What? You must not have heard that sound just now. Maybe it wasn't clear enough. The sound of you falling into your own trap can be hard to notice sometimes. Mr. Wright, seems as if you won't be stopping at Acro, but will be making other accusations. If Acro did not have an accomplice, things are not looking good for you. I understand, Your Honor. I gulped before that sentence instead of after it. Very well, let's continue. Who, perchance, would happen to be Acro's accomplice? Your Honor?
Take that!
You don't say. Uh-oh. This is suddenly looking very, very bad. Don't tell me you think you're going to get off easy. What? Oh, did you hear that? Hear what? The sound of you getting caught in your own trap. What a splendid accomplice. I'm sure this accusation is built on a solid foundation. Foundation? Yes, Mr. Wright. Do you have any proof that this person you've accused was indeed an accomplice? Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I don't have proof the monkey stole anything. Or did any attacking. There's no paw prints in the snow. Oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Your Honor? I do not have any proof that the monkey was any help in the murder. But you know what? Sure, I'll just present the monkey again. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? Yeah. No, Von Karma, I didn't miss the sound of that one. That's the sound of me taking a penalty. He didn't have an accomplice, Your Honor. Now then, this must be when we get to hear the name of the mystery accomplice. Not this time, Von Karma. What? That's ludicrous. The man literally can't stand Phoenix. What are you talking about? You're not going to sucker me into this one. Again. What are you blabbering about, Mr. Wright? There was no accomplice. Acro planned and committed this murder all by himself. Order! Order! What are you getting at? Way to keep them on their toes, Nick. Now I'm gonna have to prove how it all fits together. I have to show how Acro murdered Russell Berry. Can you do it, Nick? Can you really do that? I don't know, I don't have any proof of him having puppet strings. I know what I can't do. Can't stop now. If I stop attacking, I'm doomed. Alright, then let's do it. Mr. Phoenix Wright. If this witness is the killer, then his eyewitness account is all lies, right? Mr. Wright, I'd like you to clear something up for me. When the crime was committed, exactly where was Mr. Dingling? He was still within his room, Your Honor. He was obviously here the entire time. That's Acro's room? Pretty simple, eh? Acro wasn't acro to leave the lodging house by himself. In that case, there can be only one correct answer. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster. What? Are you nuts? What do you say, Mr. Dingling? What say you? It's an interesting theory. That's it? Considering that what you proposed is impossible, yes, that's it. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? As the witness has stated, your assertion is impossible. As he is in a wheelchair, there is no way he could go to the scene or be the killer. Did you not hear what I just said, Your Honor? He didn't go to the scene. The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime. Mo said that he saw Max, didn't he? But Maya, still impossible for humans to fly. Do you mind if I ask you a question, Mr. Wright? What is it? I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think that I killed him? If I can't leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume. How did he do it? That's the next course of this legal buffet. Be careful, Nick, if you mess up here. She's right, I can't mess up here. I've got to give this one some serious thought. I'm sure that Acro killed the ringmaster. And he did it while he was in his room, no doubt about it. Time to enlighten us about how Mr. Dingling committed the crime, Mr. Wright. Now present the monkey? That's an option. Oh my god, I just remembered how the bust fits into this crime. Mo was certain that he saw Max Galactica, even his face, despite it being in shadow. And he didn't see the white roses. The roses aren't on this bust. The cloak draped over this bust would give the appearance of Max flying. Okay. But it doesn't seem like it's time to present that yet. He didn't actually use the monkey. The murder weapon was never found. He dropped the bust on top of the ringmaster's head, but had it attached to ropes so he could retrieve the murder weapon. And as it did, because the ringmaster had Max's hat on, that fell to the ground, and the bust caught onto the cloak, pulling it off of the ringmaster. It's all coming together. But I can't tell if now's the time to present this or not. I'm going to have to save load this one. If I present this and the game says, not yet, you're meant to wait and get a new piece of evidence, present that, and then lead it into your theory. I'm going to present some evidence. So, what did Mr. Dingling use to commit the crime of murder against Russell Berry? Yes, thank you for asking the specific question of the murder weapon, Your Honor. It is indeed a picture, Your Honor. The problem is with the item shown in the picture. The bust. It's quite a large bust. And because it is life-sized, it is also very, very heavy. Heavy. Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death. Especially if it was dropped from a third-story window. Ah! See? This is how Acro was able to kill the ringmaster. With the force of gravity and Maximillian Galactica's ample bust. Now I'm thinking about Edgeworth's ample bust. Stop it. Order. So you're saying the bust fell onto the ringmaster? Rather simple crime. Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, it would be incredibly easy to commit. How could you possibly wheel a wheelchair with something so heavy? It's impossible. Well, Acro is an acrobat. He should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like the bust. Mr. Dingling, how do you respond to these charges? Well, Acro's at a loss for words. He should be. He knows that I'm getting close to the truth. Very well, Acro. You can't turn and run. Ow. I'd watch what I say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? Your Honor, the physical health of the witness is material to this case. I demand that we get proper testimony from the witness himself. Testimony, you say? Von Karma. She's just using this testimony as a ruse to stall for time. There's absolutely no need for such testimony. The defense has its version of the murder. The perfect prosecution has the right to respond. The defense's objection is overruled. Why can't he see things my way once in a while? Mr. Dingling, I'm sorry, but we need you to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can request expert testimony. The witness will have no problems. However, let's all be respectful towards him. Thank you. That woman will sink to any low to win a case. Just like her dear old dad. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. Makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Thus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think? I have no doubts in regard to this witness's testimony. It was impossible for him to lift the bust and stick himself out far enough to look. Not to mention that he could not have known the location of the ringmaster's head. A single false step would have led to even more severe injuries. That's what I was thinking. What is your opinion on the matter, Mr. Wright? I'd still like to proceed with my cross-examination. He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really. Can't let her get to me. I've got to focus. He could have lifted that bust. Strong upper body, only his legs were injured. Lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible. Unless you didn't need to hold the bust out the window to drop it. If you had it set to a rope, then you could easily lean out the window, let go of the rope when the ringmaster was in position. And also, we know you had a rope to pull the bust back to your room.
Hold it!
But I'll have to press some statements. I hope. No way he could have exerted. Impossible for you to know the location of the ringmaster's head. Why do you say that? Except that if he was carrying the bust, couldn't see below the window, no way he would know the location of the ringmaster's head. Actually... the ringmaster fell over on that box. You set the bust up over the box. You arranged the meeting with the ringmaster at that location. The ringmaster comes to the plaza entrance, doesn't see who he's meant to meet up with, sees a box, naturally leans in to inspect it. Down goes the bust. Hey Nick, huh? What if you turn things around? Maybe if you think it's sorta like this. If he knew the location of the ringmaster's head, then he could drop the bust. That makes sense. I have proof. Oh, Maya. You came in to help me just a second too late. I already figured this out. I said take that. It was an objection. Acro, you didn't really need to lean out of the window, did you? What are you driving at, Mr. Wright? You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head was going to be. Quite precisely, I may add. Your silly hinting at things is pointless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Enough stalling. How about you show us some evidence? But I did such a good job hinting. Yes. Hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright. Maybe you should take a look at this. The key point here is the wooden box. It's the same wooden box the victim was found hunched over. The same. The question is, who placed the wooden box there? Who? When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box. Which means that this wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime. I have to admit that your theory makes a lot of sense. The moment that the bust came falling down was exactly the same moment that the ringmaster lifted up this wooden box. Which means that the answer to all these questions is now crystal clear. Remember how I said the ringmaster mistakenly believed the note was for him when it was for Regina? Yeah, I'm just gonna bring that up again. You mean... The reason I bring it up is that Acro didn't look out the window. He couldn't tell that he was killing the wrong person. If the bust were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box, there would be no way that it could miss the head of the victim. No! Order, order, order. This is unbelievable. Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. Now I just gotta keep going. There's only one way to go from here. Forward. So the next question I have is, who placed that wooden box at the scene? Was Mr. Dingling, of course. He connected it to a rope, and then all he had to do was lower it down. Ow! Allow me to whip some sense into you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Ow! 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 The ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box. That's why the box was so specially made. Specially made? Indeed. It had the most peculiar feature. Victim was hunched over this 20-pound box with a small but strong lock. 20 pounds makes a large thump, therefore... Wait. The contents. The pepper was there so that Regina or Russell would sneeze, and in doing so would drop the box, giving a cue. I mean, the weight of the box is also kind of peculiar. The only way to really lift a box that heavy is to get right up in there, but... The contents were peculiar. Do you recall what was inside? Only a small bottle of pepper, wasn't there? Get on with it. Well... What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? I don't see any relationship between the location of his head and the box's contents? Well, in that case, it was the weight of the box, Your Honor. It has remarkable weight. According to the court record, it weighs 20 pounds. Just to lift up this wooden box would have required one to squat down and lift it up with their body. That works too. Exactly what I was trying to point out. The box is also very large. Box also has carrying handles on either side, doesn't it? That's correct. To lift up the box, you would have had to squat down. Which means that no matter who you are, your head would be in approximately the same place. Fool! Does he even bother to listen to me anymore? I've heard what you've had to say. I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills. You did do it. Or did you do it? Did you place this wooden box in the plaza? Did you? Are you the one whomst? You, yes, you. Did you? You. Did that? Did you? You did? Mr. Wright may have a vivid imagination, but I could have never done what he's proposing. What? Mr. Wright, do you recall the original location of Max's bust? I remember. It was on top of the table in the cafeteria. Then what happened to it? I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not possibly leave the lodging house by myself. Ah, that means... You understand what I mean, don't you? I may very well have been able to drop the bust from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bust from the cafeteria to my room? That is where Money the Monkey comes in. And that is where I will leave this episode. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.